Okay, so I'm making pancakes this morning from scratch. So in this bowl I've got 1¼ cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a ½ teaspoon of baking soda, a ½ teaspoon of salt, spalt, that's a new spice, and a tablespoon of sugar, and that's it. So in this cup I have 1¼ cups of buttermilk, slightly warmed, so they'd be at room temperature, so 30 seconds in the microwave. 1 large or extra large egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So pour that into your dry and extremely gently just kind of mix it around, like don't beat the heck out of it until it's just barely incorporated. In the meantime, while you're doing all this, preheat your griddle. So you just kind of want, this should be like lumpy but not dry, so you just kind of make sure those dry bits just get moistened. Okay? And make sure before you add your wet ingredients that they're thoroughly blended together. And the dry ingredients are thoroughly blended together. So I like to just use a pat of butter to butter the whole grill. It's the easiest way. Just take a big chunk of cold butter and hang on to it and run it over your hot griddle. And then the pancakes are ready to put on here. It's good if you can let your batter rest a little bit, so the baking soda and buttermilk and baking powder can all react together and make a nice fluffy pancake batter. Okay, so here's our pancake batter, rested for a few minutes, and you'll see that it's really kind of fluffy and kind of gone through a bit of a chemical reaction. So we're going to get our blobs of batter onto the griddle. And I should have mentioned that the griddle is 350. So if your griddle runs hot, I would go 325. Oops, see there's a bit of powder I missed. So we can just kind of, once we get that on there, we'll fix that. And see there's a bit of flour I missed in the bowl. That's okay. I'd rather it be that way than over mixed, because then you won't get a nice fluffy. So then you can dog on the extra little bits for mini pancakes. And you can make them whatever size you want. If you want to make a whole pan of dollar pancakes for dipping in syrup, that's fine too. Depends on what your kids or your family like. Or your dog. Haha. Anyway, there we go. All on the griddle. Now we're going to wait a few minutes until they are nicely browned. And then flip them very carefully. Okay, so it's been about 4 or 5 minutes, however long it took me to unload the dishwasher. So we're just gonna kind of scoop it under whatever hand you are. I'm right-handed, so I'm coming in from the right and I'm flipping it towards me. It's much easier, you have much more control, and choke up on your handle. Don't hold it way out at the end. You have way more control this way. Okay. Oops, sometimes they get stuck together. Just give a little, because you want to try not to disturb the tops as much as you can. That's okay. That'll correct itself. Right, I forgot to do this one earlier. But if you get it right away, you can just kind of mix the dough in before it starts to rise. And for these little guys, just kind of, if you don't have the room, you can just usually jab them and poke them. I know I'm disturbing the tops, but they're just little, so that doesn't matter. We don't have a lot of room, so We'll just give it a gentle poke just to get it stuck on there. Okay, good. So now we just got to wait about 4 more minutes and these guys will be done and ready to butter and drench in whatever your favorite syrup is. Traditional. My family likes our maple syrup. And I like a medium grade because if it's too light, it's really lacking in flavor. So if you can get it, medium. So it's been about 4 more minutes and these guys are done. They're nice and dark underneath too, like not too dark. And in the meantime, I've been heating some plates underneath the griddle. Great way, especially if you have kids or family who take their time getting to the table. They'll have warm plates and a warm platter for the pancakes. So I usually start this process earlier and then you can rotate the plates around. So it's best if you don't overlap them as much as possible. So just put them all beside each other. And while you're waiting, if you're still doing a couple things, slide them under the griddle to keep them warm.